Hey guys, this is AwesomeJohn22 coming today with another mini review, and I'm not sure if this will go up before or after my Ultra Magnus review, because I'm going to try to get all these uploaded in the course of 2 days since I took so long to record them. But anyway, I do mention in my Ultra Magnus review that I have reviews of the Protectobots coming very, very soon. The Combiner Wars Protectobots, of course. So I figured I'd go ahead and get this guy out of the way for lack of having any better ideas for the mini review this week. But anyway, this is Groove. He is a motorcycle, and in the G1 continuity, he was a limb of Defensor, the Protectobot Combiner. Here he is instead a Legends figure, and he is a chest minion, as some other notable reviewers have begun calling them. He becomes a chest plate for Defensor, and a lot of people are giving this guy flack, and I don't understand why, and I will talk about that more, if I remember to, once we get to Defensor himself. But a lot of people are giving him flack for his combination with Defensor because Hasbro created a different limb to use instead, because motorcycles are, of course, much smaller than cars and helicopters and big fire trucks, and he's still kind of too big. But at least he's more in scale, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate that we get a new Protectobot, a new character, while still getting Groove. And I appreciate that he still has functionality with the overall combiner. So I'm not upset about it at all. As for Groove himself, he makes for a pretty freaking cool robot. To transform him, we first separate these pieces and just bring them up like so. Next we will take this pelvic section and lower it into place, and then bring his windshield down to reveal his head. Now we will split this entire lower section and bring these bits back to make his feet. And as simple as that, we have Groove in his robot mode. And he takes quite a few detail cues from the old G1 Groove, and I think he just looks great. He's a little leggy. He's kind of old RID Magnus leggy. But it honestly doesn't bother me that much because his arms are in proportion with his legs. So if you don't look too hard for it, it's not like you notice it. Bring him back just a tad so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. He's got legs. He's got good legs. But I think he looks perfectly fine, and I just love the detail on this little guy. The head sculpt is impeccable. The paint on it is beautiful. The paint on this entire figure is just gorgeous. He's like, all of this is metallic gunmetal gray paint, and it just looks so good. You've got these great paint apps on the sides, along with these great Autobot symbols with the little Sheriff's logo around them, or I don't know if that's exclusively Sheriff's, but you get my point. And it looks amazing. And his head sculpt, the paint on his head, it's so tiny, but it's got so much paint detail on there, and none of it is smudged. And he's got this great teeny tiny Autobot symbol there. He just looks fantastic. I love it. I love how this figure looks. And he even, if I'm not mistaken, yes, his head, I mean, I'm not going to rotate it that much because I'll end up breaking something, but you can see his head does rotate. Do it the other way as well. You can see. I mean, it's tight and it's kind of blocked in there by the bits behind his head, but it does rotate, which is a nice little touch. I was just talking about in my fairly recent Legends Starscream review that I'd like to see that on more Legends figures. He does have pretty much a full range of articulation. His handlebars block his arms a bit, but otherwise everything that you would expect on the size class is there, plus probably a little bit more, as he does have rotation in the upper thigh. What the heck? Since when do figures this small have little mushroom joint rotations? That's ridiculous. 90 degrees at the knee, even technically has foot articulation for transformation. This guy is just such a well done figure. I honestly have absolutely no issue with it at all, and would call it one of the most recommended figures from this wave. Hands down.